Day 4, and the initial plan is to hopefully get myself a tier 2 weapon and get myself a tier 2 axe, hopefully kill a stink bug, and see where we are from there. Okay. I'm thirsty, so I'm gonna do this for now. Although I made that canteen, it's probably gonna go to waste, and I really regret making it. Where are you? Where's that? I mean, catfish. I'm pretty sure it'll hunt me and eat me if I'm fucking in the water at the wrong time. If not, well, I honestly don't know if that's true or not, but by the way that it is moving, it does seem like that. Oh, I'm just gonna sit here and wait for a second to see if it's actually just hanging around or if it's going to path away from me, and that should answer my questions. I'm looking for is the Rex toy. It should be further over this way. My goal with being out here is I realistically don't want to make a diving setup yet. And I know there's a tier 2 weapon stashed just under the water somewhere around here. My friend did find it, and he mentioned it's in the Rex toy. And of course, without me looking it up, I am just kind of blind as a bat, and I have no idea where I'm looking or where I'm going. Although while I am out here, I do remember to spot a diving spider. Those are annoying. So I've sped up the footage a little bit here because overall I really don't get a whole lot done. I am mostly just looking in the water, and if you really want to see what's down there, just slow my footage down. Gonna have to come back when I'm not thirsty. One question, does this actually give you... No, it does not. I was wondering if it gave you a set bonus for wearing the full routing. Oh. Still don't know if it hunts me. So I'm actually kind of stupid here, and I'm diving right near spiders. I have very little protection against the underwater spiders, mainly my breath. And I'm about to give away my fighting strategy early game against these things. Only really works at the surface, though. You wanna know why I care less about them? I can get on land. And that was incredibly close, and I was actually holding my breath there. Where are you, bastards? So like most games, water doesn't actually impede arrows. You can jump at the surface and still shoot them. Because I know there's a little bit of a stupid bug that we can accomplish right now. It's not exactly a stupid bug. It just, yeah, works. Currently I'm checking to see if the spiders are going to immediately aggro back to me from across the pond. Yes, that is an actual thing that happens. I will show it a little later in this video. This should not work, but it does. However, it does look like the devs have coded it so that if something is being hit enough, they do try and seek a little shelter. And if they didn't, they should. They are living creatures after all. Even kind enough to let my arrows float back to the surface. Okay. I think Rex is somewhere over here. Problem is, this is where the fish likes to chill, and it's also where a lot of diving spiders are, and I don't have the flippers yet, which I should go for, but I just, yeah, couldn't care. Immediately a threat detected me. Ow. Come on, you wanna play stupid games? So this is the bug that I was referring to because I hit that spider while I was out of the water. It now decides to immediately kite to me while I'm in the water, and I genuinely have no idea how to make it stop. Normally, diving spiders de-aggro when you hit the surface of the water. That's why it didn't actually aggro me initially this time. It could have also been it was getting back to its location that it's supposed to be in. But I will hit it and you will notice it has fully regened. And this is what fighting on the surface normally looks like with these guys. I really wish that if they were above the water, they would just slowly die. I have seen a couple of them clipped onto plants and other things above the water. But I absolutely dislike fighting these guys underwater, let alone fighting them like this, which is absolutely obnoxious. Mostly because they are really tanky. No matter what type of spear you are actually using, it normally does only about this much damage, I find at least. A couple of upsides, you don't actually need to hit them with a spear when you're on the surface. If you do have really good accuracy, or a better computer than me, so you don't lag every couple of seconds in this game, you could technically hop out of the water and get a couple of sniping shots in if you don't mind missing every other shot. You could also throw your spear, but that leaves me defenseless right now. Thankfully that attack did not deal a whole lot of damage, although I am in tier 2 armor, and unfortunately I can't deal the damage back to them to fight two at once. So this is probably where I might need flippers or something to get past this. Or to actually know where I'm going. Watching this back, I vote know where I'm going because I made it all of like 10 feet into the water every time I dove, looking around, and that ain't gonna be how I find an object. By the way, if you're wondering what happens with that, yeah. I said the water spiders should die above water. Most creatures, when they enter the water, they die, and their parts become useless. Time to dive for flippers. So to get flippers, I need to kill boatmen. I've actually crossed a few of them while I was out there, but do you think I killed any of them? Nope. Considering no one's around. No, thank you. Okay, I'm in full B. Although I've tested partial B, I've never actually grabbed the full B set while doing this. This is the first time I'm actually going to be seeing how much damage I'm really going to be taking without crafting a single upgrade. That's a lot less damage than I actually thought, and I am very impressed with a free set of armor. So although my armor is upgraded, my weapon is not, so I really and truly should have just thrown the spear into it and attacked it with an axe. I don't have coup de grace on, and if anyone is actually wondering, the in-game volume is actually really low, and I have it on about half volume on my recording. Now for a quick combat tutorial. I am now thirsty. Now my stamina is going to come back ridiculously slowly. When you block, the enemy lowers your stamina. The same with attacking. Although, if you get a perfect block, you'll see sparks and your stamina won't lower at all. In the end, you can kind of treat your stamina bar like a second health bar. Come on, give me a stamina back. And that was the real-time fight for one spider with a pebble spear. I really need a tier 2 weapon, like now. Took way too long for what it was. So, nectar heals a little bit of food and a little bit of water. And it's found here and across the pond that I know of. I don't know if there's any other spots. But if you can get to it without fighting that spider, it's a fairly okay source. Although I wouldn't really bank on it to always be there. I think it has a daily respawn, maybe 2. I only really know what I need here because I have played the game before. But the game will come through and say, this is the tier 2 axe eventually if you keep scanning enough objects. I have no intention of fighting you. This is a boatman, and this is what I need to kill to get my flippers. If I was a better shot, it would be dead. And as far as I know, water fleas deal like no damage, they're just annoying. And if they do deal damage, I'm pretty sure my armor is blocking it, because I don't think it did anything to me. Although they are hostile. So, time for an actual upgrade. So for anyone wondering how to fight bombardier beetles, this spot I actually find one of the easiest spots to fight them. Because worst case scenario, you jump in the water. They don't swim. You just swim away. Also, before the last patch, I don't know if it still works, but the mushroom right above the arrow of my bow, I will be highlighting it about now. That mushroom, the bombardier beetle, seems to get stuck on if it ends up pathing a little too close to it. Could also just be the ground. What I don't want to do is fight 2 of these at once, which it looks like I'm probably going to have to. I also don't realize I am almost out of arrows. This is one thing that I really do like about this game. By the looks of it, the bugs actually respond to sounds not only we make, but other insects make as well. A prime example on why I like this area, I fell into the water and I am safe. Not what I intended to do, but that allows me to grab my arrows and be prepared to whittle it down if I do get it down close with just my spear. But I prefer to fight these things actually at range, not direct melee distance. I'll give you a little bit of an example on why I don't like fighting them close range. That attack hit me straight through my shield, although it did break my stamina. That goo or whatever it just shot over my head is the real big threat while fighting these things. And this attack is quite literally deadly. Yeah, man. Don't mind me as I try and bait out another attack to show you before I just back off and start sniping at it. But I just need to chip some extra damage down on it right now. So I tried to get that attack on full footage, but my computer is terrible. That is another attack that is really close range, hard to dodge because it is a giant cone. The goo that it's leaving on the ground, it's boiling for a reason. You don't want to step into it. It hurts quite a lot and can very, very quickly put someone down in even tier 3 armor. But as you see, you just have to go in, do a couple of hits, and get out, and they're really not that big of a deal. I would suggest having a shield, definitely not doing this, because if you look, the amount of damage that actually did was more than it just hitting me. And no, I missed that block as a comparison. But as a rule of thumb, keep your stamina high so you don't get caught out like this, and you should be fine. But that was bow and spear versus just spear, much slower. Yeah, I got the boiling gland. And with that boiling gland, we thankfully can start cooking, or I can save it for another future recipe. Personally, I think I'm going to save it for that future recipe, at least until I get some better recipes, because I do know what the first tier of recipes are, and honestly, I could do without them. This is me realizing I have not turned in that burgle chip, and there are some very, very tasty unlocks directly tied to that chip. I definitely need to go back and turn that chip in. Let's do this. That gill tube will allow me to be underwater much, much longer, and will make diving for my new weapon 1,000 times easier. Okay, let's see. Rubber bandage upgrade to make that cheap. They didn't want to make the canteen until I got that, but oh well. Got the cooking gland, so that's easy. Shield would have been a really nice upgrade, but do all of those. But those are really easy. Oh, this is gonna suck. Bye, you. Yeah. Oh, they hurt worse. The dive spiders actually hurt a lot worse than even a bombardier beetle, but not by much. With this day coming to a close, sadly I did not get a tier 2 axe or a tier 2 weapon yet, but I do have the parts for the axe and I can craft that as soon as I am at home. I will probably promptly forget. Although I don't think I got a ladybug head, and I do believe a ladybug head is needed for that axe.
I mean, this is probably what bottled water is.
Yep, one ladybug head. So that will have to come first, and I think I'm going to actually go camp the red ant hill. But that is a task for another day.